everyone, welcome. I'm Christina Johnson, transformational nutrition coach and founder of the Emerge Weight Loss Method. And today I want to talk all about fuel eating. So this is like one of the key foundations to creating a healthy lifestyle that's sustainable and still allows you to lose weight. And I mean, to be honest, it is quite different than the way most traditional diets are set up. So if you think about, and I'm guessing you've probably been on one or two diets in the past, but you think about diets like Weight Watchers or Jenny Craig or, counting calories in MyFitnessPal or keto. All of those traditional types of diets are really based on restriction. That's kind of the foundation of these programs. It's restriction. It might be restricting how many calories you're eating. It might be restricting certain food groups or restricting carbs or points. But really, that's kind of the common thread of those. It's all about you can lose weight if you just cut back or restrict in some way. And the problem is, for most people that I talk with, those types of diets just don't feel sustainable. And so I'm curious, let me know, would you type a 1 in the comments, whether you're watching live or replay, type a 1 in the comments if you've ever been on one of those, traditional kind of diets or calorie counting programs and felt like it was too restrictive, which made it not sustainable. So let me know, put 1 in the comments if you feel like those diets have been too restrictive and not sustainable for you. And I'm also curious, I would love to hear what made it feel not sustainable to you, because it's different for different people. But I've talked with probably hundreds of women by now on their weight loss journey and goals and what they've tried. And oftentimes for a lot of the people I talk with, it's not sustainable because you want to enjoy food. You get tired of eating chicken and broccoli and salmon all the time. Or it's not realistic. I mean, you think about things like keto, it's just not always practical to follow that. If you're at a family event, it's hard to keep following the keto lifestyle if you're at some kind of other social event. And a lot of times, those diets make us think that we have to be perfect. And if we have to eat perfect all the time, no one can do that. And then the problem is, the minute you stop eating perfectly, you think you messed up, and then you think, well, what the heck? I've already blown my diet, so I might as well just, eat more and start again on Monday. So the problem is, all these restrictive diets just set us up for failure because they really aren't practical or sustainable long term. And so, that is why when I created the Emerge Weight Loss Method, I knew that it needed to be different. We needed to not base it on restriction, but base it on how can we make this a sustainable weight loss lifestyle. And one of the key foundations, there's several different principles that we use within the Emerge Method, but one of the key principles that it's all based on is fuel eating. So I want to talk about what that is and what that looks like. So basically, fuel eating is what helps us determine what we're going to eat or not eat as part of this weight loss lifestyle. And there's 2 key pieces to it. So number 1, the first key component of fuel eating is that you want to choose foods that are nutrient dense. So we're so used to thinking of food in terms of calories. We see food and we think, oh, that's 300 calories, or it's got 15 grams of fat, or 20 grams of sugar. And we see food in those terms of calories and how much food can I get for my 500 calories I have left for the day. Well, fuel eating is different because if you think about it, the whole purpose of food, the reason why we eat or need to eat, is because food is what gives us the nutrients for our body to function, for you to have energy, for you to be healthy. The systems of your body work because of different vitamins and mineral and proteins and fat and all of those different things. And so the purpose of food is to fuel your body with all the nutrients you need to be healthy and feel good. Think of it this way, a little analogy for you. Think about plants. So a plant, I've got a few plants in my office, some are doing better than others, but plants, when they're not being watered or maybe not being fertilized, they start to look sad and droopy, and they, start to have the leaves turn brown. That's because water, or plants need fuel. They need water. They need fertilizer. They need different nutrients to thrive. And your body is just like a plant. You need to fuel your body with the right food, the right nutrients, with pure water in order for you to function and to feel good. And so the basis of fuel eating is that idea that every single time you eat, that is an opportunity to fuel your body with all of the nutrients that you need to feel good and alive and have energy. And it is just a totally different perspective on food. When you start viewing food in that way, you start to think, oh, like these healthy foods are giving me this and this and energy and clear skin and stronger bones. And so, yeah, I want to eat the vegetables and I want to eat the good sources of protein. And it's not about, okay, well, I can only have 500 calories, so I'm going to choose the thing that, I think really tastes good. But it's really about fueling your body for health. So that is one key component of fuel eating. And just a quick side note, first type a 2 in the comments. Will you just let me know if this is making sense to you? And I'm curious to know, is this a different way of thinking about food for you? So share that with me in the comments. But a quick side note before I move on to step 2, it's really easy to think, okay, well, if I'm having to eat these healthy foods with all the nutrients, it's not going to taste good. Because oftentimes we've been trained through diets to think that diet food and healthy food is boring, it's bland, it doesn't taste very exciting. And I'm here to tell you that is 100% not true. I enjoy food, and I have found lots of different foods that I enjoy. And part of it is because, number one, with fuel foods, the goal is to get in a variety of different foods. We want different foods so that we're getting different nutrients in our body. So we don't want to be eating chicken and broccoli and salmon every day, because we want to give ourselves variety from different types of food. So the goal with fuel eating is to eat a more diverse, type of food. But not only that, a lot of the ingredients that makes food taste good, so like fats, healthy fats, or herbs and spices and seasonings and, salt, a good quality sea salt, all of those different ingredients that give our food flavor also have important nutrients for our body. Salt, for example, when you get a good quality sea salt, it's got, I think, like 70 or 80 different minerals that your body needs. So when you're eating for fuel, you do want to use different ingredients that give your food good flavor and good taste. Number one, it'll make it more enjoyable, but number two, it's going to give you an extra boost of nutrients. So I just wanted to let you know that just because you're eating for fuel, it does not mean that you're eating food that's boring or bland. In fact, it's quite the opposite. You get to eat food that tastes really good. Okay, so that's one key component of fuel eating, is that you're eating nutrient-dense foods. Number two, the second piece of fuel eating is to remove or at least reduce the foods that might be inflammatory or problematic for your body. So here we want to cut back on the amount of food we're putting into our body that's causing problems. Whether it just isn't agreeing with our body because we're sensitive to it, whether it's just an inflammatory food like sugar, we want to cut back on those foods. Because when you're putting food into your body that's inflammatory or that you're sensitive to or just is kind of toxic in one way or another to your body, that leads to different pain, to aches and pains, to weight gain, to spiking your blood sugar. There's all kinds of problems that happen when you're putting that type of food in your body. And so, I'm not saying you have to eat perfectly all the time, but we really want to remove or reduce those foods that are problematic. And I will say one key thing in this step is that what's problematic for your body might be different than what's most problematic for my body. For example, I had a client recently who was having hip pain, like constant hip pain. Every night she would have to put, I think, a heating pad under her hip and a brace on her knee just to sleep because she was having so much pain. This had been going on for months. She was, seeing a chiropractor, doing different things. Well, we were working together. She decided to remove nightshades. So she took out peppers and tomatoes, eggplant, white potatoes for just to see how that would affect her. Within 3 days, that pain went away. And so I'm not saying that tomatoes and peppers are not healthy. For some people, they're a great source of vitamins and minerals. But for her, that was causing some inflammation, which led to hip and joint pain. So part of this process is figuring out, what is it for you? What are the trigger foods for you that are causing weight gain or causing inflammation, causing you to not feel your best or zapping your energy? And then we just need to be aware that these are the foods that might be problematic. So we just want to know that and reduce it or possibly avoid some of them. So that is kind of the two key pieces of fuel eating. So we're fueling our body with lots of nutrient-dense foods, and we're cutting back the foods that might be trigger foods for you. Now, another little side note here, and I think this is important because this fuel eating is a foundation for a healthy weight loss lifestyle. And when we're trying to be healthy long term, we also know that means we're not going to be able to be perfect 100% of the time. And so the goal with fuel eating when I'm working with clients is that we're aiming to eat for fuel 80 to 90% of the time. So the majority of the time we are creating this healthy foundation of foods that really fuel your body well, that improve your overall health and kind of allow your body to let go of weight naturally. And we also know that about 10% of the time, it just might not be practical. You know, maybe you're on the road or you're at a family event and you just want to enjoy it, or you just really want to enjoy a glass of wine. And so that's where we also incorporate the practice of joy foods to be able to enjoy things on occasion as part of our overall healthy lifestyle. So I'm hoping that this all makes sense to you. On a high level, this is what fuel eating is. And it really is a completely different way to approach weight loss. It changes the way you think about food. It changes how you feel about even eating healthy. Most of my clients tell me over and over that they really start to enjoy eating healthy foods because they're seeing food differently. So, you know, if you have any comments or questions about fuel eating, I would be happy to answer them. Just pop them into the comments. And then if you have been feeling like you know that you don't want to go on another diet, you're done with dieting, but you still want to lose weight, you still want to be healthy, and you know you need a different approach, but you're just not sure what else that would be, then I would invite you to apply for a complimentary lose weight and keep it off breakthrough call with me. Because in this call, we'll take a look at what your goals are, and we'll look at the things that you have tried that have worked and haven't worked so that we can really uncover what's stopping you from losing weight in a sustainable way. And then if I feel like the Emerge weight loss method would be a good fit for you, we can talk about what that would look like and just answer any questions that you have about the program. So I will put a link in the comments. It's ChristinaJohnsonWellness.com/apply, where you can answer a few questions. Just give me a little background information about yourself, and then that will take you directly to my calendar so that you can schedule a time for us to talk about your health and weight loss goals. And you'll get my eyes on your situation so that we can see what's the best next step forward for you. So thank you so much for watching today. If you have any questions, let me know, and we will talk again soon. Bye.